And then I take inventory of quarterbacks in the ACC, and of the 14 teams, 13 have returning quarterbacks. I'm like, oh, who's the guy that doesn't? Well, it's DUKE. So what are we going to do? Yeah, what are we going to do at QB there, Coach? This is truly your expertise. So what are we doing at quarterback?
Well, it is a unique time for us, maybe the most unique I've had. I'm going to go all the way back, maybe 94 at Tennessee, where we had one veteran player and everybody else basically brand new. We've got Gunnar Holmberg is our starter. He's been in the program. He's been injured a good bit, but he's healthy. He looks great. He had a great spring. Then Luca Diamant, who is from California, is only a redshirt freshman. He's the next in line veteran. And after that, we have two true freshmen. And so Jordan Moore and Riley Leonard. But here's the unique thing. I've never had this before, is that we are, I would bet that all four of those guys will run 4.5 something. And maybe one of them or two of them run better than 4.5. So this will be the fastest group of quarterbacks that I've ever been around. They really are athletic.
That's tremendous. And you and I both know anytime you have an athletic quarterback that can extend plays, use his legs to hurt you, it just makes you, that much more different of an animal to try to contain defensively. So that's tremendous to hear. Something that has been a real issue for you guys in the last couple of years has been turnovers. What kind of emphasis did you guys put on that in the spring, and as you continue to go into summer, to say, hey, we've got to protect this gold that we have in our hands here, whether it was drill work or just, again, the constant. I'm sure these past 2 years you've been saying it every day, but what kind of things can we expect to see coming in this fall where there's improvement there?
Well, you can't talk about it. It is not enough, and last year was the real nightmare. It's got to become important to the players. And I will tell you this, to make something important to the players, you got to put it in their memory bank. And that particular one right there may have cost us that game. But the best way I know to put it in the memory book is that we're practicing. And I'm going to do this in every team period. I hadn't told our players yet, so they're going to hear about it maybe here. But when we have any turnover, I am going to run their butt off the field, and then I'm going to run their butt back on the field. And every time, they're going to taste it, they're going to feel it. And I told our coaches, we're not going to count that time on the practice schedule, but it's going to happen so fast it will be a blink of an eye. And I want it to become ingrained. I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired of talking about it. So it's a great point, Eric. What do you do about it? That's the key word, do. You have to do something to make it ingrained in their being, so to speak.
There's a bunch of good backs in this league, and I think you've got one of the most underrated backs, not only within the league, but in the country, because Durant can run, he can catch. Man, every time he touches the ball, it looks like he could go. I know you love having him back.
I do, and he's a great leader and a great young man from a great family. And I agree. I think he's one of the more underrated backs in the country.
Yeah.
Mataeo, you see it there, his acceleration, his top-end speed, his quickness, his toughness, every part of him is what you're looking for in a running back. And he is a great, great leader for us and worker. Good gosh, he works.
I think that's very evident in his play when you see what he's able to do, again, as a runner, as a pass catcher, as a pass blocker, really just a complete running back that is going to help you guys tremendously. I don't think there's any question with how good of an athlete he is. Looking on the defensive side of the ball, and just the attrition that you guys are facing at the defensive end position with Chris Rump and Victor Dimukeji, and then the defensive backfield. Some guys who have really been great leaders for you guys, great players, a lot of production. Who have you seen, I guess, emerge kind of in the spring and as we go into the summer that'll really just pick up that leadership void on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think that there's no question for us the replacement of our not only the ends but our interior defensive linemen that have been lost is the biggest challenge that we do face. But there's no question we have an ability level there that I think is going to be special. I think we're going to have some explosiveness at end. Right now, it's an open opportunity. We've got a lot of really good young players up front. I think Dwayne Carter is the one I want to mention who's an inside player that is absolutely our leader. He's not only a defensive leader and a defensive front leader, he's a team leader. Remember him. But I do think that Ben Albert's done a great job of collecting young talent. Now what it is still young talent. We got to make them special players and productive players. You know, Chris Rumpf and Vic were two of the most productive players we've had since we've been at Duke. But I was really pleased with where we were with spring. We're better up front on offense, which serves us well to grow that defensive front and those young defensive linemen. So this was probably the most competitive physical battles up front that we've seen in quite some time, maybe since 2013 here at Duke.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.